Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with another episode of Mini Mondays. Yay, Mini Mondays. Now this is part 3. First part 1 was the flower bloom, and the second part was the leaves, and now we're doing the pots. Now the PDFs are going to be in the show notes below. These are 3-inch finish or unfinished at 3.5. But you have instructions to print at 600% and you make a 6-inch finish block or 6.5 unfinished block. Anyways, I thought this would be such a cute little table runner, and there's 4 different pots on here, just like there was 4 different blooms and 4 different leaves. So now you can mix and match and just have just a cute little table runner that's, you know, it's doing its own thing, right? So I thought we would give this one a try. Now the PDF is going to be in the show notes below or the description box. Look for your see more button. It is so important you get in there for to be able to see what's going on in there, right? So it's kind of I only use 2 devices, my laptop and my iPhone, and I don't know how to get into those show notes on any of these other devices, right? So I'm sorry, I can't really help you. I'm not the IT whiz my husband is. Now, let's do our shout out before we forget. Chatterbox Quilts. Kim at Chatterbox Quilts is a fellow Albertan and fellow Canadian, so I'm always very happy to give her a shout out. She's always having such fun over on her channel, and she does some really cool things. So you guys got to go check her out. If you like what you see over there, give her some love and words of encouragement, and tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. I have been watching Kim for years, and I have enjoyed every video I've ever seen. So that's kind of like my endorsement to her. So her YouTube channel is going to be in the show notes below. Also, we have a Facebook group, and that link for that is in there. So if you're part of the Facebook community and you want a fun quilting group to join, please come on over. We'll be happy to, you know, put you into the group, and there's a whole bunch of community chats there. There's all sorts of different topics. They talk about Saturday snippets, Thankful Thursday, what you're working on, denim projects, and we have a virtual sewing room that's hosted by Discord, which is an app that you download, and it just helps you to have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week sewing date that you can sit with other people and sew. Like sometimes you have to announce that you're going in, but I mean it's pretty cool little group that's over there, and we always have fun when I pop into the Discord sewing room. I always have fun. Now the next thing is the Zoom sew dates are also listed there. Right now we're filming here at the beginning of January, and we have them listed out to the end of May, or to May. Then we're not sure what the camping situation is for the summer, so we didn't want to go too far ahead. So once we get that resolved, then we'll put them out for the entire year. Because I have so much fun on those Zoom sew dates, and I get lots done. I pick easier projects, but I try to talk to everybody. But you know, it's so much fun what we're doing. And don't bring stuff I put on the channel. Bring stuff that's inspiring you. And if the day comes and you want to work on your cross stitch, bring it. It's fine. It's a great place to come hang out. Nobody judges. Also, share, like, and subscribe. Half our analytics are showing over half of you are still not subscribed, but I mean, okay, I get it. And there's a little bell if you are subscribed that you don't miss anything, right? So if you hit that little bell, you'll get all of the videos that are coming out, right, in the future. So you don't, you know, like, it's just a way of helping you stay organized or whatever. I have the little bell going off all the time, so, you know, it's one of those fun things. Also, commenting helps our analytics and helps push our video forward, so we can continue giving you fun, free content. Also, I speak for free, and I speak to quilting groups and quilting guilds, and I talk about making charity quilts, working with scraps, elements of design. I should probably come up with a second speech to give, but I am just having so much fun doing those speaking engagements. I meet so many talented, inspiring quilters. Like the talent that's out there in the quilting community is amazing. And I speak for free to give back to the quilting community. So it is really cool going and chatting with these members, right? So it's something that's a little fun. Now, I guess that's it. I think I've covered everything. Yes. Okay, come on in. Let's get to the sewing. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine. You need the PDF pattern in this. You'll find it in the show notes. This is going to be very, very quick little one. And I'm going to do this one with my paper scissors. You need paper scissors. And, okay, I'm just going to do this one. Now, I've picked my colors and what I'm going to use, my fabrics, and I pulled them out of my crumb bin. I keep my crumbs about hand size. So I've got a neutral and I've got two different cute little browns that I'm going to use today. So it should go a little faster. You also need, besides paper scissors, a tracing wheel. A tracing wheel is so important because what I do is I go along the lines. I'll show you that, how I do that in a bit here. Scotch tape or tape, any kind of tape. Tape is your friend. As you're sewing, sometimes your paper starts to fall apart. Add a quarter ruler, or you could use a regular ruler. It's up to you. The add a quarter ruler has a little ledge on it, and it holds your paper out of the way while you're trimming. And a rotary cutter and a small cutting mat. So let me get we're going to do this right away. Here, this way. So this is part 3 of because the first part was the the flowers, and the second part was the leaves, and now you have 4 different pots to choose from, right? So you have 4 different flowers, you have 4 different pots, you have 4 different leaves, and it's just a cute little way of doing this. Now, I mark inside the line to, where, because the rest of this between here and here is seam allowance. I should probably do this first. There we go. This next. Here we go. And this one. There we go. Okay. So once I do that with my tracing wheel, when you flip this over, you can actually see the lines. You can feel the lines and you can see the lines through the paper, right? So you don't need a shadow, like a light box underneath or a window. So you know exactly where you need to place these pieces. Okay, so let's get started with this. All right, I'm just going to cut this in half because it's a crumb and it's on its last legs in my sewing room. So one is right here, and I want to go between 1 and 2. So I'm just going to move this down like a quarter of an inch, just a quarter of an inch, right? I'm going to take one of these pieces and, okay, come on, just lay there, just line up a bit. Okay, there you go. And I want to get that, just like that. And now I'm flipping it over, and I'm going to start about a quarter of an inch before it, and I'm holding it so it's not moving, right? So I'm creating a bit of a knot, and then I go across on the line, go past a quarter of an inch, and do another hold it so that you can get the knot again, right? Because that way it doesn't fall apart. Okay, now, so here we go. That's 1 and 2. This one's going to be very, very quick. Okay, so you just push this out of the way. There. Now, you're going to trim between 1 and 3 because that's next. That's the next piece you put on. Basically, now you follow the numbers, right? So, this piece actually is, it's 3/4 of an inch, so I save it and it goes back to the brown. And I flip this like so. And I flip this down like so. There we go. And then we flip it over, because you're always sewing from the back. And I could actually start that out far enough here. There we go. And sew right off, because it's almost at the end, or at the seam allowance when it's up there. Okay. So now we flip this over and out of the way, right? Nice, and it's gonna lay nice and flat. When you're ironing in between, your pieces are perfect, right? I'm just finger pressing, and yeah, it's gonna need a clapper, it's gonna need this, it's gonna need that. So now we're gonna do 4. So we're just folding the paper. That tracing wheel makes this paper just fall over, right? I mean, it's so easy, so quick, so quick. I tell people, I said, don't worry about, you know, stuff like that. It's just so quick. And we're going to take this goes in the garbage. Oh, I missed it. Oh well. Okay, so now I'm going to add this piece here. And it doesn't matter if it's on a weird angle or not. Okay, there we go. And right up and off the paper on the other side. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to roughly trim this big white piece, or low volume piece, because I want it to be on this side as well. So I could actually cut it, I guess. I could cut it the right size, but yes, I am going to cut it the right size, the heck with it. So it's now going out. My cut now is along the outer edge of the seam, just because it's way past, right? That's the last piece that's on that side. So now I'm going to do fold over for 5. And like I say, it's so easy to fold this now because of those perforations, right, I made. And yes, it's an extra step, but you know, it just makes it easier. It's more fun to do foundation paper piecing when it's easy, you know. Okay, here we go. More garbage. And there. Now we press this out just like so. And we go from corner to corner. There. Yes. Lay it out. Push it over. Flip it over. And you hold, like with mine, I have to hold my thread. There we go. There. And with that, there we go. I'll get all this off too. It bugs me. So now I'm just going to cut this off at the right size on the other side of the seam allowance. That's what I did here. Because I just have one big piece of this, right? Like the low volume. Okay. So this I'm going to save. This piece here I'm going to save because it's smaller than hand size, but it still works. I can still do other things with it. And there we go. I'm going to trim off this piece. Trim off this piece right here. Okay, and now I'm going to do stay stitching because everything now, the only thing that's on a straight edge, because, and this just happens to be because it was cut that way, is the brown, the top and bottom, but everything else is on a bias. So to avoid stretching, you know, the piece while you're waiting to put it into a quilt, you want to stay stitch around the outside edge. And also the stay stitching also has another bit of perforation to the paper, so it's really easy for the paper to come off. You know, you got to start with a sharp needle, you got to shorten your stitch length, all of those kinds of things you got to remember to do when you're doing foundation paper piecing. But yeah, the actual piecing is what makes everything go together. So now, let's see, up there. Okay, and this is what it looks like. That's it. So my stitching went in the seam allowance. My stay stitching went in the seam allowance. And let's get to our ta-da moment. And I'll show you how all three, the flower, the leaves, and the pot, look when they're together. So here's our cute little pot that we made for the flowers, right? This is part 3 of the plants. Now, there's 4 different pots, there's 4 different flowers, there's 4 different-ish types of leaves. So this is how you would put them together, and that's what they would look like. Now, isn't that cute? Wouldn't that make a cute little table runner? You know, like you basically make a table quilt and you put them all around 4 sides of the quilt. And it would just be really sweet. Now, that tracing wheel now has made this so easy to take off, right? That putting that perforations with those tracing wheels, like I showed you in the video at the very beginning, to perforate your foundation paper piecing, because then it's just a breeze to take off. I'm actually missing stuff because I'm yapping too much, but it would be faster if I wasn't talking. But I'm going to show you how fast this is to take off. Like, it's just ridiculous. And you have all of your paper off in a heartbeat, just like that. Oh, I got one little stubborn piece, because there's always one little stubborn piece. And there we go. Just that way. And you're doing the stay stitching because you don't, this just happens to be straight a grain, right? Because of the way it was, I cut it. But this could be anything. It could be bias. And you don't want any stretching when you're putting these together. So I do hope you give this a try. This is so, I just fell in love with this idea. I was like, oh yes, we're going to do this. So anyways, you guys take care and stay well. I hope everything is going absolutely fabulous for you in your life, in your sewing room. Okay, take care. Bye. Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, you know, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure and quilting. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts, okay? So you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again, okay? Bye!